some celebs pull up loco. You know we up next, pull up mofos. They don't be there on repeat, they like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. Photo now, photo now, photo now. Pumping out, I'm loco. Pumping out the server beat, I'm more loud. I said I'm more loud, I'm more loud.
Yes, my peoples, big up yourself, big up the whole Metric community, smash the likes, big up Touchline. Come on, man, love for the raid every time. That's my guy, just came off the show a little bit late today, it's nothing. You know, we got to do up the content, man. So man's gonna get into some of the news, of course, as we do every day. We got some news on Ugarte might be busting out. Crazy, we might be getting rid of this guy finally. And you know, if he goes, that means obviously we've got a midfielder coming in. So it's perfect. So we finally get rid of this geezer. But we'll see. We'll talk about it. I'll show you all the links, etc. Amrin's obviously came out and said, spoke about his press conference. There's talks about he's not in the mood or something. Going up to, I don't know what he's talking about. But we have no conversation this moment to have any change in the squad. Yeah, whatever. We're going to see. We're going to get into all of that. Don't watch nothing. We got some news on Mateta, Yandi Amande. Obviously, you lot know I do a 10-minute video every night. Duncan Castle's come out and said 1-2 things as well today. So it's gone bananas, man. We're going to start off. Where are we going to start off? Who's that one there? Is that Demi on there? Should we start off with the presser? Let's go to the presser first, and then we'll work our way back down. Where is the skeezer? So look, so we got Amrin. We have no Champions League. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. I'm going to go to United stand and just look at the quotes here so we can start with the presser. All right, boom. So look at this now, peoples. So we've got, we speak about the injuries. No one is back. Literally, no one is back. So you lot saw the team that we lined up against Wolves. It was kids only. Yeah, we're coming like Chelsea, a kid team. We're nothing but kids. That's what our bench was looking like. And it's looking like the same. And you know what's crazy? Leeds rested about 6 players against Liverpool. They rested about 6 players. So they've got their full team. How can Leeds have more depth than us right now? It's crazy. Every team's got more depth than us, which is madness. So let me show you. This is the team that we went and played Wolves with, and this was our bench. Let me show you that right now. Look at our bench, how it was there. We had Shea Lacey, Chido Obi, Fletcher, Malacia, Fredrickson, and Bayende not come off the bench. That's the 5-6 that didn't even come off the bench. And then obviously we had Jack Fletcher, Euro, and Mantato. So Euro is the only senior player who is still a kid, by the way, that even got to come off the bench against things. So that's what we're dealing with. This was our bench. And he's saying no one has changed. No one has recovered. So we're going to Leeds away. Ellen Road, you know what? This is their cup final already. Leeds love playing Man United because we've got a mad rivalry a couple years back, decades. It's been going on forever, but we always smash them. But the only thing is, they're in a little bit of form now. They've built up a little bit of form. They're unbeaten in 6, and they've gone and rested 6 players. 6 players at Anfield, got a point, and now they're coming to play us. Crazy. Look at them. Let me show you their team and what they're most likely going to go with anyway as well. So this is just going back to what Amrin is saying, basically, that, yo, he's complaining basically in the press conference. So this is the team that they went with against Liverpool. Obviously, Ampadu got injured. Sorry, he got a yellow card, so he's going to miss the game against us. He's meant to be their guy that strings all the passes together and their ball progressor, and he does everything. And he does their long throws. He's not going to be playing. Bogle was on a yellow card as well. They didn't even bother playing him. Look at that. Look, Nonto didn't even get on. You know, my man's like their skillful winger. They didn't even bother putting him on. Harrison didn't get on. All of these guys, they didn't even bother. Obviously, Calvert-Lewin got rested. Okafor got rested. Tanaka's probably going to start because obviously, like I just said, Ampadu is not playing. And then you got Bogle. He was on a yellow card going into that game. If he got a yellow card, he wouldn't have played against as well. He didn't even get a chance. He came on with 7 minutes to play. So this is the situation we're dealing with. We're going to go and play Leeds. They've got more or less their team and another team, and we've got nothing. So it is what it is. So this is what Amrin's saying about it. No different issues. I don't think anyone will recover. De Ligt was meant to have an Eder injury. So much players, but it doesn't matter because they're not back yet. Maguire, where are these guys? No one knows. He talks about Leeds. I heard it's a big derby, a great environment, big rivalry. I know what it means to the fans. So at least they understand that it's a derby. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They understand that it's a big game, especially what Leeds is going to look at. We might not even take it serious. Like, it's Leeds, let's just pop them. Our big games are like Anfield, Man City, Arsenal. But to Leeds, in their head, this is a massive game for them. So they're not going to be taking it lightly. And then he's basically saying we're playing better when we have the full squad. We are clearly attacking better. Of course, we want more. We should have more points. So he's talking about the full squad, which is the AFCON boys and without the injuries. This is life. Bruno Fernandes ain't here. Who's the other geezer? Maguire, De Ligt, Kobe Mainoo. That's 4 players that I can think of on my head that ain't here because of injuries. Mason Mount. So he said no one's going to be back. Mason Mount went back for our last game. Was he? Did Mason Mount? No, he came off at half time. So I don't know. It's a weird one. We don't know if anyone's going to be back. But that's what he's talking about when we have the full squad. So you're talking about AFCON, which you shouldn't even be mentioning because, bro, no one's got all their team. Do you know what I'm saying? It is where it is. They've got a lot of pace. Sometimes we struggle with pace. We prove we can win any game in any context. They have different players in front. They have good players and a good manager. So he's just glazing them a bit. He's giving them a bit of ratings. But I don't know, man. I don't know if it's, bro, what are you saying about us? You know what I'm saying? It is where it is. Amrin on rivalries in England compared to Portugal. It is different. We have never experienced this. Different environment, different culture. It is hard to compare. Let's just focus on the game. I don't know what he means by that. What ways? Like, he's never experienced this. I don't understand. When you play for United, you need to be ready for everything. You guys have the best league in the world. Every week, there's a lot of draws. It is always tough. So he's just talking about we drew with Wolves. It's tough, innit? The league is very good, where you can draw with anyone. Bournemouth drew with Chelsea, drew with us. Then they go and lose to, was it Brighton? Like, anything can happen in this league. Everybody knows that. Aston Villa just won, 11 games in a row and then got popped 4-1. Like, you just never know what's going to happen. We beat Wolves 4-1 the other day, and then now we drew with them and was hanging on. So he's just basically trying to make the comparison that this league is a serious league. He speaks about the January transfers, and then he said the transfer window is not going to change. We have no conversations about changes in the squad. We are near the Champions League places, but we must focus on the next game. So he's obviously just missing the question out. You're not going to talk about it. No manager, I don't think, ever speaks about transfers. I don't think any manager ever comes out and says, yeah, we're going to sign Belieber, or we really want him. We're not playing Brighton. So I don't even know why Belieber's picture's even in there. So it is what it is. But obviously, you know, we're linked to Belieber. We're linked to midfielders. But it's been said so much times that all the midfielders that we're linked with are not attainable at this moment. That's why we can't. This is why we can't do nothing right now, which is a bit crazy. So we'll see, man. But that's what he's saying. We'll focus on the next game. He speaks about the academy players, and he says we'll look to everything, but young players need to be prepared. They've got to be ready to step up. I will, of course, try to choose a team ready to play in Leeds. They have to handle it in a hostile environment. They've briefed him. Amrit knows what's going on. It's hostile over there. What's one thing about Leeds? They are hostile. They're on it. It will be hard for every player. We have experienced that in Bilbao, and obviously we won Bilbao. We got the goal early, and then we got a red card, and then we slapped them. What was it, 3-0 or something? So it is what it is. They've experienced it. He's trying to let them know you lot have dealt with this already. There's guys like Casemiro, Champions League winner 5 times. He don't care about hostile. That doesn't mean anything to him. But then there's guys like Aiden Heaven and Lenny Euro that are young, and it could just get to them, especially someone like Calvert-Lewin. It might be a bit too much. You know what I'm trying to say? So it is what it is. But look at that, though. It's mad, though. When you actually think about it, that when we look at places like Leeds now, Leeds away is hostile, and it's always been hostile. Anfield away, hostile, where it used to be. Now there's talks about they're playing it through the speakers, whatever. But no one talks about Old Trafford like this. When's the last time you heard this about Old Trafford? It's a scary place to come. It's hostile. You don't want to go there. We don't really hear that no more. You know what I mean? So we need to get that back to where it is, man. Because, bro, how are we sitting there talking about Leeds and Stadium and Light, Sunderland, dark? You don't want to go there. St. James Park, Newcastle, nearly got relegated 2-3 years ago. Dark, hostile. Come on, man. We need to get Old Trafford back to that where you don't want to go OT. Them guys are playing 1 game a week and they'll just run at you. The crowd's on it. Stretford then, it's crazy. So that's what he's basically saying. He's talking about Leeds being hostile. We've got to be ready, but we need to get our own ground ready for that. Do you know what I mean? He speaks about some of the players that might have been leaving, of course. We've had these talks about Mainu, Xerxes. Who else could have left? Obviously, Ugarte. I'm going to show you the talks about Ugarte in a minute. He says, no, none of them have asked me to anything. No one's come to me and said they want to leave. Obviously, they want to leave, but they're not going to come and say, I want to leave, because like, it just might be a bit toxic. And you got to remember the situation we're in now, where you're going to get minutes. Xerxes starts every game now. You have to start. Yeah, my man taking him off at halftime was a bit mad, but he's going to start. Mainly was fit right now, he probably starts, or he gets minutes at least. So it is a mad time anyway, but we'll see what happens. And you know Xerxes wants to leave. You know he doesn't rate Xerxes. But it's the position that we're in right now where we've got no players ready to play for us. The transfer window's open, but we don't want to go. No one wants to give us loans anymore. All the loan stuff is out the window. I can't tell you the last time someone was saying, yeah, they're going to do a loan. And loans now are basically coming with obligations. Straight loans are rarely coming when you actually think about it. So we'll see what happens, man. But no one's come to his office and said, boss, gaffer, I want to leave. Can you please let me go? I want whatever. We just heard little rumors. We saw the free Mainu shirt and all of that. So you know Mainu wants to leave. We've seen Fabrizio tweet about it 100 times, but I don't think anyone's actually come out there and said it. Do you know what I'm saying? There's these talks that obviously Kone's agreed alone, but I don't know about this source. 821 followers. Is this what we're quoting now? Is this what we're aggregating now? 823 followers, 1 like. 1 like in 6 hours. This is what we're quoting now. Is this what the United stand is doing? This is what the United stand is doing now. So this came out on the 31st of... Wait, deal reached on the 31st, and it's the 2nd today, and no one ain't spoke about it. But now everyone's aggregating it today as if it's big news. It came out on the 31st of December, 2 days ago. No one said anything. Fabrizio's been alive still. Ornstein's still alive. All these guys, Ben Jacobs, no one ain't said nothing, but you got United stand wake up today and say, you know what? We're going to go and look at a page that's got 600 followers and quote them. Do you lot really think this is true? Come on, man. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? At a time where we need midfielders as well. I just don't think this is true. But we'll see. We'll see anyway. That's what's been said. So that's the situation for more or less his presser. No one is back. Who's made it in the team? Bruno Fernandes. Team of the month. I was about to say, he ain't played for a minute. This guy hasn't played for the whole month, more or less. And he still made team of the month from probably his first 2 games or something. Crazy. But yeah, man, so that's the situation with the presser. That's what's been said. I'm going to get into some of the Ugarte news now. Keep the chat flowing. Smash the likes, my peoples. You know we're going to get into all of that. Let's get into the news now about things. So this has come out about Ligt. Sully's broke the news as he does all the time. Sully is certified. He moves like Ornstein. He just comes, drops news and keeps it moving. He doesn't want no engagement. He's not trying to get paid. He just drops his news and goes. And he said, Ligt continued to feel discomfort from a back issue in the last month, which has led to a longer return. Remember, when Ligt got injured, I think it was Ligt and Mount. Was it Ligt and Mount? We had 2 players were injured, and I think it was Ligt and Mount. And Mount came back straight away, and they said that Ligt will be back as well, quick. But he hasn't been back. It's been ages. But the 26-year-old underwent specialized treatment last November, currently doing individual grass training, not too far off group training. So he could be back. We got Man City on the 17th. We got Arsenal on the 25th. So if he's doing individual training right now, he could be doing at least group training by the time we get to at least the Man City game. The AFCON boys come back on the 19th. Hopefully he's back by then. We need him back because you can see what's going on. You see what's going on with the defense. It's gone mad. So yeah, that's that anyway. That's Sully certified, etc. We're going to get into the Ugarte stuff now, peoples. You know me, I always break down the news and show you everything and all the resilience so we can see if we believe it, if we don't, etc. So cool. This is the stuff about Ugarte. So boom, we had this. This started off on the January the 1st. We had some talks about him. Ugarte is now convinced about joining, blah, blah, blah. Sabaskar, Mehmet, Okan. This is just bare little links in Turkey. saying that they're going to convince him. He's been convinced. Then we have Ekrem Kona came out and said on the 1st of January, Galatasaray and Lyon aren't the only clubs interested in Manuel Ugarte. There's more clubs. There's Bayern Munich. There's Juventus. There's Premier League clubs. I can't see what Premier League club will go for him. Probably, I don't know, Everton or something like Forest, probably Forest. But even that with Anderson, I can't see it happening. So that's what came out about Ugarte. That's what's been coming out. Because I like to put things together so you don't understand. The rumours have already been there. So, because if you just get one link that comes out, it might not be enough. So I like to give you a perspective. And then we had this from Chris Wheeler on the 30th of December. Chris Wheeler is certified. All these links, these rest of them, they're in Turkey. So I can't vouch for it. I can't sit here and say, yeah, they're true. But Chris Wheeler, 100%, he's certified. He comes out every other day, gives us a little update on what's going on with United, and it's always the truth. Galatasaray are said to be stepping up their interest in Manuel Ugarte. United Confidential revealed earlier this month that Turkey is Ugarte's most likely destination if he leaves Old Trafford. So Chris Wheeler's told us Galatasaray are stepping it up, and Turkey's the most likely place that he goes. So this is what Chris Wheeler's told us on the 30th. Remember, I always tell you the dates. Recently, 2-3 days ago. So we've had all the talks from Ekrem Kona, from Saham, whatever he's called, Mehmet. They're all saying about Galatasaray convincing him, blah, blah, blah. And then today, we've got this, guys. Another Turkish source that came out and said Galatasaray are in talks with Manchester United to sign Manuel Ugarte on a 6-month loan with an option to buy. Today, 2:54, you can see the date. What's going on? Do you understand? So Chris Wheeler's already told us Galatasaray stepping it up. The other Turkish guys have already been telling us about, yo, Galatasaray, something was brewing. Who knows? Are we going to say yes? Are we going to say no? Are we going to say we want it obligation only? If it's obligation, we let him go. If it's option, no. Because why would it make sense? This is my opinion. It wouldn't make any sense to let him go on an option to buy, because if we're letting him go on an option to buy, all he's doing is going to sit on someone else's bench. And they're going to have the option to take him or not. Why are we going to put ourselves in that position when we can turn around and say, you know what? If he leaves for good. There's no point letting him go and then he's sitting on your bench and then we're light, because we're already light. So I think that's the situation. I think he will go. If it turns into an obligation, it might be a situation where he can go if we can get a replacement. If we can get someone to come in straight away on loan, or even we get one of our targets, our Believers, our Whartons, our Andersons, whoever, I think we make it happen. Even if we get, for example, even if it was 30 million and it was 40 million for João Gomez, we could probably do that obligation and we added 10 million. All right, we get that for now. He's going to be in a long term as a squad player. It is where it is. But this is the situation with him. And Galatasaray seem like that team anyway. They remind me of Atletico Madrid a bit, where they're just on this. They love players that just kick shins and aggressive players. That's what Galatasaray is on. They're just so aggressive now. So they love all of that. So I can see him going over there, man. But like I said, I can't see nothing happening until we've got a replacement and it probably turns into an obligation. Until it turns into an obligation, it would not make any sense for us to say, yeah, you can go there and sit on that bench over there, and we're going to have to rely on another young boy now because we're light already. Remember, we were light before Kobe and Bruno even got injured. We were light. We was already saying we need a midfielder. We've been saying it for about 6-7 months. We need a midfielder. And this is us having Kobe, Bruno, Casemiro, Ugarte, Collier, whoever you can think of. So now we've got injuries. Why are we going to say go? So it's a bit of a techie one. But like I said, it's the same thing with Xerxes. What Fabrizio said, he said, listen, it's going to be one in, one out, if anything. So if Xerxes goes, we get an attacker. If Ugarte goes, we get a midfielder. So that's what you lot got to watch out for, guys. If we get a here we go on Ugarte, bam, you just know midfield is lined up and he's ready. Or a loan move for someone like Gallagher has been approved and he's coming in for 6 months, and then we go and get our Believers and whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's the situation with Ugarte, people. All the links have been brewing, and as you can see, it's been all Turkish news, all Turkish sources, and then we had Chris Wheeler basically just put the knife edge to say, yeah, it's solidified. There is Galatasaray, they're in for him, and they're going to step up. If Chris Wheeler never said anything, I wouldn't be here putting this as the thumbnail, because it would have been up and down, like, oh, I'm not sure, etc. Because it's Chris Wheeler and he's certified, I can vouch for it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, man, it is what it is. We'll see what happens with Ugarte, bro. This is not nothing. Obviously, this is a Turkish source. So, look, 298K. I'd rather that than 600 followers, what United stands doing. But, yeah, Yago follows him. Yago, he's good. Yago's the best source in Turkey. And he's following him as well. So, boy, there might be something in it, but they're in talks. So, they've spoken to Manchester United directly. It seems like they've already convinced him. He's already convinced to go there because, bro, you're not going to play here anyway. When the guys come back, you're sitting on the bench. And you got to remember, you got to go somewhere where you're going to get go and get your time. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He goes Galatasaray, he plays every game. He doesn't come Galatasaray, he stays at Man United. Soon as Bruno's back and Mainu is back, maybe not Mainu, because you know Amrin don't really fuck with Mainu. But when Bruno's back, you're not playing the game again. Let's just be real. So that's the situation with Ugarte, guys. Let me know what you lot think about this situation. Would you not want him to go? Should we keep him until it's an obligation to buy? Or do you reckon we should just get rid of him? Get rid of him and then hopefully just get someone else in. But my thing is, bro, 6 months loan with an option, it doesn't make any sense anymore. And that's why I feel like we haven't got any players. Because no one looks at that as making sense anymore. Everybody just does obligations now. I don't think anyone's put options anymore with anything. The last player that I saw get an option to buy was Hincapi to Arsenal. That's the only player. But majority of them, it's like obligation. Get rid of him. All right, it's basically a permanent deal. That's what it is now. So we'll see what happens, man. But this is Ugarte's situation. Galatasaray are meant to be in talks with Manchester United as we speak. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens, man. But I definitely want him to go. I'll show you my man's last couple of games. Like, this is the first time he's even been able to start. And you got to remember, there was that stat there that came out that Sky Sports took the piss out of him at the is it Aston Villa game, and they put started 7 games and lost all of them. Why would you do that to him? That was dark, man. They should not have done that to him, man. They've gone there and put. Everyone's got their 1-2 trophies, whatever. He's got started 7 games and lost all 7. Crazy. But look at my man's what he's been up to. He knows it's a myth. Look at this. This is his last, 10 games? Look at that. 73, 90 minutes, 75 minutes, 13 minutes. That's country. I'm not going to count that. He's barely had any minutes. 18 minutes against Tottenham, 9 minutes against Brighton, 32 minutes against Liverpool, 66 against Brentford, and we lost 3-1, 44. Like, bro, he's barely got any minutes. He knows he's gone. This is why Xerxes, Mainu, and Ugarte are all saying, I want to go, because it's just for now. Do you understand? It's a part-time thing. So it is where it is, isn't it? We'll see what happens. Smash the likes, my peoples, man. Let me get a few of these comments, and then boom, we'll get into it. Touchline Raid. Big up Touchline, man. That's my guy. Raid, best of leagues. Big up yourself, broski. Metric Community, Man United. I see the comment on Touchline stream as well. Your best creators. Come on, I appreciate that, man. You know, man's here every day for you lot. Nick Toll, big up yourself, bro. My Christmas wish ain't going to waste if Ugarte leaves, bro. The way they talked about Mainu, thought he'd be back. It's absolutely disgusting. I mean, weighing ourselves against a side like Leeds. I know. It's crazy. Bro said they are fast and will struggle against a fast side. Bro, Leeds away is dark for anyone, though. I know what you're saying. We shouldn't even be at that stage where we're even talking about them like that. But Leeds away is dark. I'll be real. It's a mad place to go. And that's their cup final for us. We've had a mad rivalry with Leeds for years. So we might not even know about it. We might not take it serious. But, bro, it's a big thing to the club. You know what I'm saying? So Leeds away is different. Are wasting our time. They don't care about Man United. Mitch, what's your goal for 2026? Win the league. Never going to happen. We would have cracked these lot at home. I'm pissed. I feel like, yeah, bro, when we ain't got none of our players, they're probably smiling, licking their lips, saying, yo, no Mbumo, no Ahmad, none of them. It's crazy right now. Sign Mukiele. Who's Mukiele? Is that the one from Sunderland? Mukiele, the one from Sunderland, right? Anderson, bro, that's a signing. There's talks about Anderson going to Man City, though, apparently. Mainu's so good. Why you got to over him? It's crazy, man. Must have clapped Amrin's kill. You know what it is? I think Amrin prioritizes speed. He prioritizes pace. That's what he loves. Just be able to press and run. That's why he loves Mason Mount. That's why we're linked with guys like Gallagher that just run around with pace. That's why I think he gets more thing than him. Yeah, definitely. Met your intro song is fire. I used to use that song to make love to my woman. This guy's are crazy. Come on, man. Love and appreciate it, bro. I hope she loves it too. Sounds like Mainu has had a chat with Ruben. Now they'll work together. Yeah. I got some talks about Mainu as well. Mainu saying that he doesn't want to leave apparently. And that's Chris Wheeler. Chris Wheeler is certified, man. This is what I told you, lot, man. We'll see. Transfers won't happen in January. Anderson will go to City. Wharton will go to Paul. We will get Belieber and someone decent. And Mateta will never come to... He's a die-hard Paul fan. He's never going to Liverpool, though. That's the thing. Sometimes you'll never go. Ekatike is a Man United fan. He's got videos saying I'm a Man United fan. Man United's biggest rivals are Liverpool, and he went to Liverpool, and they love him. They got songs about him. Hugo, whatever it is, they're singing all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it don't really matter like that. I've seen that post, but I don't know why he does that. SSB, big up yourself. Mateta can... You lot are moving mad. Bro hating on that man's page for no reason. Bro, that man's page is crazy. You can't be quoting these guys that's got 600 followers and saying that's banging news. I could just do that. You know what I'm saying? United standards starting to become the very worst. I'm not sour grapes. Don't listen to them anymore. Hasn't been rated in a minute. Cool, man. Let me get into the rest of the news. Keep these comments coming. Keep smashing the likes, my peoples. Come on, man. You know I'm always here for you. Lot, always giving you the latest news. So I'm going to run through a few more of these. Criticize Amrin, change your manager. I don't think Amrin goes this season. I'll be real with you lot. Unless something crazy happens where we lose 5 games in a row, some mad teams, then Burnley, Leeds, then it's mad. That's the only time I think. 5-6-0 or something. I've seen how he's trying to clean up the club. That means throwing another manager after the bus too. Yeah. Big up yourself, AP, bro. Hope you're good. Touchline raid. Big up Touchline. We're joint 5th. Yeah, I don't think Amrin goes anywhere still. I'll be real. I've already said that. I don't think he goes anywhere. I don't think Amrin goes anywhere. The sooner Ugarte leaves, the better. That's what I'm saying. That's Eric Ten Hag twat. Had a team to work with. I blame Eric Ten Hag. Yeah. All of his players are gone. Højlund, the only player that Eric Ten Hag signed that is still here is basically Mount. Ugarte is probably going to be the next one. And obviously, De Ligt, Mazarawi, they're actually good signings. But apart from that, it's crazy. I want Mainu magic. Cool. Let's get into the rest of the news. Keep the comments coming. Smash the likes, my peoples. Hype, whatever is going on over there. So that's Ugarte then. We've had all the talks about him. He's been convinced to join Galatasaray. They were trying to convince him. All the Turkish sources were telling us. Chris Wheeler came out and told us that they're stepping it up. Chris Wheeler certified. And then now we've got talks that they're in talks with Manchester United for a 6-month loan with option to buy. Let's see if that turns to an obligation. Let's see if that turns to anything even more serious. Who knows? I've just showed you about the lit stuff. We've got this stuff about Collier. Toby Collier is due to be fit again by the end of January and could stay at Man United to be part of the first team squad for the rest of the season. This is what's going on now. We're running out of players. That even players that we've loaned out and said, yo, go and get some game time so that we can potentially sell you. We're saying, no. You're injured. Come back here and just join the team. It's crazy. We're in a mad situation right now. And Collier is another one of them guys that's going to run around. You understand? I like Collier because he's got the pace where he will run up and down, but he's not really going to do nothing with the ball. He ain't going to pass forward. He's not going to do anything amazing. He's not going to score a header. He's not going to score a worldie. He's not going to assist anything. He's just a man that's going to just do a job. Just get on the pitch. We've got 20 minutes left. Run around. We're 2-1 up. And just do a job. That's it, literally. So we'll see what happens with Collier. Obviously, he's due to be fit again by the end of January. So that's just going to be another option. You understand? But he's not. He's injured at the moment, so he's a myth right now anyway. That's the situation. This is what Sky Sport... Look at this. This is more or less the conference put into a little bit more perspective. And he says, listen, Man United boss Ruben Amorim was not in the best of moods as he took his pre-Leeds news conference. So he wasn't happy today. And he said, with 8 players seemingly unavailable for the trip to Ellen Road and Amrin admitting he's still not expecting much activity in January transfer window, I doubt either would have helped improve his mood as well. With United just 3 points off Champions League place halfway through the season, their next 2 games are away trips to Leeds and Burnley. Despite their league position, this will be 2 huge tasks for United side who had an average age of the bench against Wolves of just 20 years old. That's the bench. So if we get any other injuries or we got to rely on someone to change the game, that's what I was sitting at with Wolves. I was like, who can come off the bench and change this game? Give Shea Lacey a try, and he's putting in on defenders and Euros. But this is what we're dealing with. How this young team will be able to fare with a testing atmosphere at Ellen Road will be where Amrin needs to focus his energy, perhaps more so than his system for once. Bro, that's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that all these places, the atmosphere is all we think about. Hostile, Ellen Road. He's saying it himself. Why can't people think about Old Trafford like this? Old Trafford is long. It's hostile. It's going to be mad over there. They're going to be rocking. 12:30 kickoff. Mad. I don't even want to go. You're telling... Away fans are saying, I don't even want to go there because it's going to be so mad that we might end up losing or I might end up getting beaten up because they're just on a madness over there. This is how Leeds is. You don't want to take your kids. You don't want to take your girlfriend because it's hostile. This is what I'm saying. We need to get Old Trafford back like that, man. That's what we need to start doing, man. So, yeah, so that's what's come out. That's more or less the press conference that he's basically said. Nothing's going to change. We have no conversation. But this is what every manager says when it comes to transfers. I don't think any manager ever comes out and says, we're going to be busy in the market. Unless you're literally losing every game and you're under pressure, that's when you're going to try using an excuse like, we're going to be busy in the market. We've got injuries galore, blah, blah, blah. We've got guys in AFCON. And what we're doing is, you can tell they don't really want to back him, but they kind of do. So if they really wanted to back him, they would have got a player now. But they're saying, we're trying to do things for the future. So we want to get someone that's going to be here for the future that might even outlast you. So, if you know what I'm trying to say, we could easily go and get João Gomez out of Wolves for 40, 50 million. Easy. But he might not be here for the long term. So why are we going to do that? Say, for example, we sack Amrin in June. We've got João Gomez here, and he's not even fitting into the next system for the next guy. You might want to play 4-2-3-1 or whatever. This is the situation. So they want to back him. And if the opportunity comes, say Ugarte does go, and then we go and get someone, they'll do it. But if the opportunity doesn't come, I think it's a thing where now we'll suffer. We'll weigh it out and we'll see what happens. Do you understand? So we'll see, man. Obviously, we've had these talks about Mateta. This came out yesterday. There's been more talks today. So this is just showing you that there's more links about it. Sky Sports spoke about it. Mateta is entering into his final year of his contract in July. So his money's going to be down. They wanted 40 million or something for him in the summer when we were looking at strikers. Remember, we were linked with Sesko and Watkins. Mateta was kind of in there. He was going for 40 million. So now, I don't know what they're going to do now because he's in the last year of his contract and they don't want to think. Do you know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to sign there. Why would he sign there as well when your manager is leaving? You don't know where you're going to be. You don't know what the situation is going to be like. That's the situation. So we'll see, bro. We'll see what happens with Mateta. This could be a situation if Xerxes leaves, we go for Mateta. It could be just a situation like that. It might not be. He might not be the guy because he's 29 or 28. Let me check. I'm sure he's 29. Or he's going to be 29 in June anyway. So that's the situation where we might not go for him. You know, Ineos, they've been trying to basically get younger players in. And one thing I can give to Ineos is they're not trying to go too young like Chelsea. Delapanat, Gui, 21 years old only. We're only going to do players like that and hope they win us the league. They're at least going 25, Prem proven, Mbumo, Cunha. Do you understand? So Mateta is 29 in June, in summer. He'll have 1 year left on his contract, as you can see. 30th of June 2027. He scored a goal yesterday against Fulham, but before that, he never scored for about 5-6 games. Maybe more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. Against us, of course. The penalty that he had to retake. But yeah, of course. But yeah, man, I wouldn't mind Mateta. I was just chatting about this. If you just came from Touchline's stream, I don't mind Mateta. I wouldn't mind Mateta coming. He's a man that knows the Prem already. If you have him and Sesko, it doesn't put that much pressure on Sesko. People are starting to turn on Sesko because we're doing the same thing we done with Højlund. You're the number 9. Take on Manchester United's heavy number 9 shirt and go and score goals. For every game you don't score, we're going to go crazy on you on Twitter. We're going to go crazy on you on Facebook. We're going to slate you. Even though you're 21, 22, whatever he is. We don't care. We can't do that, bro. We need another striker that can more say, you know what, I'm going to be the guy. I'm 27 in my prime. And then Sesko can get his time. And then if Sesko breaks through. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with who? Alvarez? You know what I'm trying to say? So we'll see, man. But that's the situation. We had some talk yesterday from Ben Jacobs, just talking about that Ruben Neves. They've made him a different contract. João Gomez, we're not really in for him as much, but there's been internal discussions, but we're not going for him. Sir Jim, he's already said that we want to get Champions League, and we're 3 points off Champions League right now. So why would they sack Amrin? A lot of people are saying sack him from the Wolves game and etc. But remember, if they're looking at it, we're halfway through the season and we're only, 3 points away. Liverpool, they got Fulham away next. Why would we sack him? We're on point. We're on. And you got to remember something. Europe, for the last 2 years or something, it's been 5th place as well. Champions League, 5th place, which was happened last season as well. So right now we're joint 5th. So even if we don't get top 4, but we stay in 5th, we've done what we need to do. We've made Champions League, and then you can attract all these Andersons, Whartons, Believers. Believers coming anyway. He wanted to come with us, finish 15th. But Anderson, he wants Champions League, and he's looking like he might get relegated at this moment because West Ham is going crazy in the market. If they go and they sign good, I know they're trying to get Dama Traore and a few strikers, and they overtake them. I know that West Ham's playing Wolves next. Nottingham Forest have got Villa, and then West Ham has got Forest, which is crazy. It's crazy. That's a big game for them. So it is where it is, man. But we'll see. But remember, Man City's in the race as well, so they might end up just going and taking him off our hands. And they just done one over us when it comes with Semenyo. They're going to be confident they can do us over with Anderson. So it is where it is. But Sergeant wants Champions League, and he said this squad is good enough to be in the top 4. So we'll see what happens, bro. Xerxes, obviously, we know what's going on with him. Fabrizio has already said everything is agreed with Xerxes, with Roma and Xerxes. They've already agreed whatever, the wages they'll pay him, loan with obligation, but Man United haven't agreed with Roma yet. So if we can get someone that's going to come in, we want the Semenyo. So if Semenyo said yes, we would have said Xerxes buy straight away. But Semenyo said no. So right now, because we're short on players, I think this is going to happen, but it's going to happen after AFCON. Our AFCON final is on the 18th of December. So from the 18th of December, the next game after that is Arsenal on the 25th. We would probably have an answer by then if Xerxes goes or not, because Ahmad's back, he's trained, and Mbumo's back, he's trained. Hopefully they don't get no injuries. Mazarawi will be back as well. So we'll see what happens, man. This is just some more news on Mateta. We've got this shoot. I'm going to show you some more about him. Jacquet, obviously, he's linked with a lot of teams, but I'm going to show you in a minute some more talks. One of our young boys, Sam Maffa, Turkish club, we're considering selling him. So this is what's happened with him. We just don't think he's good enough. This is what's happening now. We're putting players through the academy. They're trying to run it like Man City way. Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox. That's where they came from, Man City. So that's how they're trying to do it. We bring these players through the academy. We see what they're on. If they're not good enough, we just sell them. If they are good enough, give them a loan, 1-2 loan, let them play big man football in the championship or something, and then break through the first team. If not, get rid of him. They're not rating him. They're saying, just get out of here. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Ampadu, he's like their guy that pulls all the strings. He's not going to be playing tomorrow. He misses the game. But then they've got Tanaka, who I think he's even way better. But he's the captain, so he's a leader to them. He plays a big position. They rate him a bit more, but I don't know. Like I said, they rested 6 players yesterday, Leeds, and he still got a point. So Leeds away is dark. We're going to see what's going to happen. We had some stuff about Yan Diamande, of course. Suit is Phil. That Yam, why does man put Yam? Yam Diamande, that's crazy. Yan Diamande could be possible for closer to 60 million euros. He's on Manchester United's radar. That's 52 million pounds. We wanted to pay 65 for Semenyo, so the money's already there. He's at AFCON at this moment, playing with Ahmad. He's 19 years old. This geezer is crazy. When it comes to running with the ball and dribbling, he's crazy. 52 million. That's not the worst. We paid 85 million for Anthony after a little spell or a few skills, running up and down, just doing the little spinneroonie thing he does. So I wouldn't mind going for Diamande. He's already got the link with Ahmad. They're already plugged in. Tottenham's looking at him. Liverpool joined the race yesterday. Apparently, they're looking at him. But Diamande is a Manchester United fan. So he's got a Manchester United top, which you'll probably see in a second. But it is what it is. We'll see. This is just, remember, yesterday, Maresca's been sacked. So there was a big outrage. Oh, my God, Maresca's been sacked. Amrin hasn't. How is Amrin still in the job before Maresca? It doesn't make any sense. Boom, boom, boom. Maresca's got sacked because of politics with the owners. Nothing to do with results. They believed in him. Do you understand? And half of their fan base is split. Some of them are angry. All their players are posting him. All the Chelsea players are posting Maresca. They loved him. And then Fabrizio, and this is what Touchline just said as well, like, he just chat shit because why is Why is Man United going to phone Fabrizio yesterday after all the noise? Oh, Enzo, he's going to go to Man United because he's on a free. Da, da, da. Why is Man United going to phone Fabrizio and say, you know what, Fabrizio, put it out there that we're still back in Amrin, please, bro. Yeah? All right, bro. Cool. See you later. It doesn't even make any sense. So he's obviously just going off what he last knew, which is Man United remain on their start supporting and backing Ruben Amorim. That's no news. You're meant to back your man anyway. So, of course, we're backing Ruben Amorim. Just say there's nothing different. As he says, United are not planning for anything different at this stage. That's because you've heard no news. If you heard news, then you would have known that we're trying to do something different. Until you hear news, there's no news. So that's all it is. So he's put this video out to monetize and get his money, to make it seem like he's heard something new. They're still backing him. But, bro, why would they not be backing him? He's on course right now for what we want, which is top 4, as you just saw from Sir Jim. So Fabrizio's starting to get a little bit annoying, I'll be real. This is our new tops for next summer. As soon as the season finishes, the middle one looks like France, so bad. But yeah, I'll show you a bit more better so you can see it a bit more. Look. So this one looks cold. I like this one here still. I like the color in that. So that's how we're coming. If it didn't have that color, it would be so similar to the one that we got this season. So we've got this one as the home kit. That looks like France. So mad. That just looks like France. You know what I'm going to say? We'll probably have the white shorts as well with it, or the dark blue shorts. That is France all day. And then that is the third kit. I don't really rate that one too much, but it is what it is. So that's the kits that's been leaked. I really want to get that blue one. That France one looks dope. This is Leeds' form coming into our game. They obviously smashed Chelsea. Oh, shit, I thought this was their form just at home. No, this is their form in general. So they smashed Chelsea 3-1 at their ground. They couldn't handle it. Remember, Chelsea's full of young players. This is what I'm saying about Leeds away. You're hostile. You've got to have players that kind of got the leadership mentality. When you're young, it gets a bit too loud sometimes for you. So 3-1. They were 3-1 down at home, and they came back 3-3. They drew 1-1 with Brentford. They smashed Crystal Palace 4-1. They're moving mad. This is like they're moving to teams. Sunderland, they went to Stadium of Light where Man City just went and got a draw. Remember, Sunderland haven't lost there all season as well. And then obviously they just went to Liverpool. They scored a goal as well, but it got ruled out for offside. So their men are on something, man. They got a little thing building up, and he was under pressure. Fark, their manager. They said to him he's under pressure. The report came out he could be sacked if he lost the Chelsea and Liverpool game or something, and he just switched it up to a back 3. He was playing a back 4, switched it to a back 3, and they haven't lost the game since. So it's been working for them. So I just hope we don't get in a position where anyone's got to come off with an injury, because, brother, look at our bench compared to theirs. Like I said, they're losing their captain to Tanaka, who I think is even better. Crazy. We'll see what I got. And this is some talks about Diamande. This is what Ben Jacobs said in full, because there's been talks he's 100 million euros. He's not 100 million euros. He's going to be 52 million pounds, which sounds like a deal to me. That sounds like a steal. You know what I'm saying? 100 million for a guy that man's only known for a month is a bit crazy. I've only known him for about a month or so. But him being 52 million pounds, I can work with that. I'm cool with that one there. That's the same thing. That's him in the Man United top. So he's a Man United fan. So if we're in a race with Liverpool, Tottenham, and we all offer the same thing, it'll be an Mbumo Cunha type of situation where he goes, yo, I want to go Old Trafford. Ahmad's there. That's my dog. See you later, pal. You know what I'm saying? Sturks, he can leave if we get an attacking player. We've seen all this. This is Liverpool. This is Liverpool stuff that came out yesterday about them being involved with him. Look, Liverpool have watched the Leipzig winger, Yan Diamande, and El Mala. Adam Wharton is on the radar for the summer. So they're preying Wharton as well. So we've all got the same type of targets, you know. But the only thing is, it's going to be at the end who gets Champions League, who doesn't, whose project is more attracting than the other. That's what you got to look at, because a lot of players like Delap pick Chelsea over us so that he can play Champions League. He hasn't even scored a goal the whole season. He's got 11 games, no goal in the Prem, and he's on the bench some games for Gui or João Pedro when he could have been playing every game for us. See what I'm saying? It's a bit mad. But I'm happy we didn't get him anyway, because he just wants to fight all day. UFC'd off. And then we got this about Kobe Mainoo. He is determined not to give up on his Man United career. So there's been all these talks about Napoli want to get Kobe Mainoo, or Kobe Mainoo wants to go out on loan. That's all because he wants to play and make the World Cup. Kobe Mainoo was the star. He was at the Euros leaning on the post when we lost with Declan Rice next to him. Now, Wharton's the new guy. And Anderson's the new guy. These guys have come out of nowhere because he isn't given a chance to still be that guy. If Declan Rice was on the bench for a year, he might have lost his place. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So Kobe Mainoo's still saying, I love Man United. I still ain't giving up on my career, but I just want to be able to play. That's it. So we'll see. Kobe Mainoo's determined not to give up on his Man United career, blah, blah, blah. That free Kobe shirt was his brother. And well-placed sources say the working relationship between Mainoo's camp and Amrin was strained before he's basically his brother done that. But despite the friction between Mainoo and Amrin, those close to the 20-year-old say he's determined to revive his Man United career. Is where it is. This is some more stuff about Mateta, Man United, of course, blah, blah, blah. Look at this now. This is some talks about, this is just letting us know a little insight on Brighton. This is their aggregate page, and it's saying that they're looking at a DM, a few of them now, because they were looking at a DM the other day, some black guy called Caleb. He's a DM. He's meant to be Belieber's replacement. This is another one. They're tracking a highly rated Boca Juniors CDM, Milton Delgado, with the Argentine Giants holding firm on a valuation of 17 million. So this is just another DM they're looking at. So that could be, we'll let him go. They get their replacement for Belieber, and then we can get Belieber in January. Who knows? He's with Mbumo as we speak. He might be gassed and saying, I want to go there. We don't know what's going on in the background. João Gomez is being discussed internally as an option at Man United. However, there's been no formal approach to Wolves. We know that already. Ben Jacobs has more or less said it. But this is just the Wolves fans saying it. This is another player. Look at that. Another CDM 16 hours ago. Brighton. They're looking at him. They're monitoring another CDM. Anthony Dennis, 21. Plays for Göztepe. 5 million euros. You know what I'm saying? So they're looking at CDMs, Brighton. They're getting linked to a few of them. So this just could be another why do they want CDM so bad now? Why don't they wait till the summer? Maybe they get one now. Believe we can go. Who knows? We'll see. Man United scouts have been keeping a close eye on the teenager at number 2 on this list of the world's top young talents, which is obviously him in the middle, who is Jacquet. And this is from Chris Wheeler. Like I said, the Jacquet stuff's been coming out. But when it comes out from the reliable guys, that's where man sit there and go, yeah, now we're talking. This is another young gem. He plays for Olympiacos. They played against Real Madrid and they won. They lost 4-3, and I think he was part of that team. And they just said that Man United scouts have been keeping a close eye on him. He turned 19 on Christmas Day. Blah, blah, blah. That's about it. He's played for Greece as well, which is his country club. We had some talks about Dorgu. Basically, the Leeds president, who was saying at the time that Dorgu wasn't going to leave. Then he said it hurt because I had to contradict myself. But the money that Man United offered was too good. Bro, we got him for 30 million euros. That's obviously a world record club deal for them. But to us, what the hell is 30 million euros? That's 24 million pounds. That is nothing. We sold Daniel James for more than that to Leeds. So it is what it is. That's just them coming out with a bit of chat. Nathan Salt talks about the same list of the Wonder Kids, etc. And he just says Yandi, Amande, Mora, and Bawadi will be who he would pick. That's just more his opinion. I don't even know why I put that in there. Who cares what he thinks? I want to know what Man United think. This is Dean Jones Soccer. He's come out and said that Man United sources have hinted that the club have stepped back off the race to sign Belieber due to Brighton's valuation. His current form does not justify the 100 million they're asking for. That just goes without saying. I think that's not no news. That's just me sitting there having a convo with one of you lot and saying, we're not going to sign Belieber if he's 100 million, right? That's just the easy saying. So if you're a journalist, you could just sit down and go, why can I make a story today that's going to get clicks? Man United, give Belieber a blow or something. You know what I'm saying? And then you click onto it and you see they're not going to pay the 100 million that Brighton are still asking for. Who knows if they're still asking for that? They're probably not. But they're saying he's not for sale at this moment. That's all it is. So it's basically no news on the Belieber situation. He could be less. We heard he's 74 million. Then we've heard he's 100. Then we heard he's not for sale. We don't know. We don't know what's going on in the background. We've got some talks on Ederson. We've been linked with Ederson so much times in this window. It's crazy. Not this window, sorry, but coming up to the window. He's meant to be 26 million. He's meant to be 30 million euros or something like that. His contract runs out soon as well. And his agent came out trying to get him a move and said he will be 26 million. And now we're linked with him again. Of course we are. As you can see here, he's going to have 1 year left, the same as Mateta. But he's going to be 27 in June, July. And in the summer, he will have 1 year left. So apparently he's only 26 million now. This is what his agent's saying. Could we go for him? Could we not? You can see he's in the greens. He's bossing it over there in the Italian league. And that's my guy. I like Ederson. And if we're going to go out there and pay 26 million for Gallagher or someone, go out there and play for Ederson, bro. He's cold. You understand? He's played Europa League finals, boss Liverpool midfields and that. Don't go for someone like Gallagher. But yeah, agents are acting on behalf of Man United, have made fresh checks on Ederson's transfer status. So we've gone to see, are they selling him in January? They're in the Champions League, all of this stuff. Is he going to come now? Is he going to wait till the end of the season? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to come now while we're not in the best of moods? Like, who knows, man? It is what it is. And this is just a bit more of the presser, blah, blah, blah. This is another young boy now. Look at this. Man United, Liverpool, and Newcastle are all at Vicarage Road. I'm guessing that's Watford to watch their little starlet, Mama. Never heard of him before. Don't know who it is. Might be a young gem, but he plays for Watford. And Duncan Castles, who is reliable. I rate Duncan Castles because he said so much things that man was like, nah, you're a fraud. He was saying Ugarte is going to come 50 million. Man said, nah, Ugarte came. He said, Semenyo, we had food with him. We had lunch with Amarin. I'm like, nah, it came out after. We had personal terms agreed. We sat down and had food with him, Amarin, blah, blah, blah. But Bournemouth said, no, they want 70, 80 million or something like that. So he says things. At first, you're like, no. Even Mbumo, he said Brentford want 70 million. We're like, what's this guy talking about? Everyone's saying it's more or less done. We offered 55 plus 6. They rejected it. So I rate him now. From then, I never used to rate him, but since then, I do rate him. And he's saying, yeah, Man United are looking at Jeremy Jacquet. But like I said to you about Jeremy Jacquet, if he was on the stream yesterday, he is highly rated. And the one team that is really in for him is Real Madrid. Real Madrid are looking at him. But remember, he is, what's this? Whose team's that? Yeah. So look at that. What's that? Man United are in advanced talks with Jeremy Jacquet. You know what I'm going to do with that, right? Blocked, safe. Advanced talks. Get out of here. But yeah, he's very, very, very linked to Real Madrid. It's going to come up any minute now. We're going to see it. And this is from like reliable sources that's saying it. So I don't know, man. It could be a situation where it's a Lenny Euro thing where we go in there first and we offer them the money. But look at this. Arsenal already made approach for Jeremy Jacquet as new defender in case Zinchenko or Kvyat. Kvyat and Zinchenko left. They went and got who? Calafiori. And who's the other guy? Who did they get for Kvyat? Was it Hincapi? They got Hincapi in. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're already sorted. They got Mascaro as well. So they're already sorted. But look, Arsenal remain keen on Jacquet also eventually for 2026. So Arsenal still looking at him. They might be champions this season, etc. Real Madrid are looking at him. This came out on Christmas Day, which is their main journalist, Roger. So do you know what I'm trying to say? Like I wouldn't get too gassed on him, but it's coming out from good sources now. Matteo Moretto, he works with Fabrizio Romano. He said Real Madrid are watching him closely. But I just don't think Real Madrid paid the price for him because they're very cheap, Real Madrid. You know what they're on. They're on some, we want to get everyone on a free thing. And as you can see, look, 30th of June, 2029 is when his contract expires. They're going to want all top dollar for him. You know what I'm saying? He's always in the greens. He had a one stinker when he's lost to PSG, but that's about it. Good player, man. He's meant to be a top CB. So we'll see what comes out of it, man. But that's the links that's come out today from Duncan Castles. And Duncan Castles is certified, bro. I'll tell you that for free. We've got this about what's his name again, this guy? Kone. I'm going to read it out, then I'm going to get these comments. Make sure you lot are smashing the likes, my peoples, man. Man United, PSG, Atletico Madrid have interest in Kone. The widespread interest could create an auction for the France international. Roma don't want to sell in January, preferring a summer move. Roma sporting director Massara is aware of this. Interest from multiple clubs means that Man United would have to pay 60 million for Kone, which feels ambitious for Roma. That is more than he was valued at when Inter Milan came calling, such as fee is inflated. Although Man United have experienced similar with multiple arrivals from Serie A, Kone's contract, Roma runs into 2029. That will be giving the club confidence they can stick to their guns. So basically what he's trying to say is Man United's come along. There's been talks about Man United. They'll have to pay extortion price. When there's teams in Italy, because they don't pay crazy prices, they'll keep it subtle. Do you understand? They look at Premier League like Saudi. How we look at Saudi is how they look at the Premier League. When a Premier League team comes, we want top dollar. We want everything we can get. If Italian club was to come along, we'll just show them what we're basically going to be getting these players for. So that's the situation with Kone. So we'll see what happens with that. But he said Inter Milan came calling, it was calm. But with Man United coming now, they're going to have to pay 60 million. That is crazy, bro. 60 million euros, it's about 52 million pounds. Man ain't paying no 52 million pounds for him, bro. It's crazy. Kick Ugarte off now. I said kick him off. Met's been active today. Come on, man. We got to get active, man. It's 2026, man. You're going to see me everywhere, bro. We're active now. I see why PSG hated him now. You talk about Ugarte. I'll be mad if Ugarte is still here by next week. Mets kick him out now. I wish I could kick him out, but, bro, we got no one, bro. We got no backups. We got no backups, bro. Remove them from every post. We are beating Leeds. Remember, I said that I hope so, bro. I hope you're right, man. I sat here, said we're beating Brentford, a few teams. Man City, they lost 2 games before us against Brighton and Tottenham. And in every game I've come and said we're going to win. Brentford, we're going to smash them. We lost. So I don't even say it no more. Ruben had not built his team yet. 3-4-3 system don't suit slow players like Manu. You have to understand that. Works with a slow mid because the active ones are side bros. Now he wasn't happy. Top 4. We didn't have anyone on the bench. That's what I'm saying. It's dark, bro. We're going to teams like Leeds and they got a better bench than us, which is crazy. Been a while back in place. Hope for a better season. We still need better players. Big up yourself, life's lessons, man. I hope you're good, bro. The fate of James has lost his sting. This man said we needed wing backs for the longest. Track just like a crab. Yeah, I don't think the 3-4-3 does suit him. We need to get him in a 4-3-3 or 4-3-2-1 or something. Why Ineos telling us we have money, then when they refuse, no, bro, is there another option than Mateta? Well, we're being linked to Mateta a lot, and that's only because he's got 1 year left in June, and he's not signing a contract. Glasner's leaving. We need another striker. Xerxes talking about leaving. He's more or less agreed everything with Roma. That's the situation. Mateta ain't it for Man United. Why are Ineos telling us there's money when they refuse to sell Bruno? Glazer versus Ineos. I don't want us to sell Bruno. I'll be real. Because, bro, we're selling all of our players. Casemiro and Maguire are leaving. If we just let all of our senior players go, we're going to end up like Chelsea, bro, and Arsenal, where they got no young players, no leadership, and they just bottle everything. Arsenal just bottling up the place because they got no leadership. Everyone's young. Crazy. Mateta, standards have dropped. Mad. My heart aches when I watch Man United. Yeah, it's crazy. That 3-4-3 is getting a bit stingy. I can't lie. 18th of January. That's when AFCON finishes, yeah. Did I say December? I might have said December by accident. But yeah, 18th of January is when AFCON finishes. All the guys are back. And I'll just make sure, just in case I said it wrong. But 100% it should be 18th of January. All these, or 19th, one of them. So that would be all of them back. Look at that. Yeah, look, 18th of January is the final of AFCON. 17th is the bronze, 3rd place. So everyone's back. But look at that, though. It's some tough games, man. Mbumo and look, where are they? Look, Mbumo's here. Cameroon. They might play Morocco in the next round. If they get through South Africa, Morocco, which is mental. And then they played out on the 9th of January. You understand? You might come out, bro. It's knockouts, bro. And then you got Ahmad. Where's Ahmad at? Where's Ivory Coast? They're here. They're playing whoever that is. And then they got Egypt, Mo Salah, Mamouche, and them in their next round. So them man might not make it through. If they make it through, after that, they got Senegal, Njai, Mane. They got a mad team. Nico Jackson. Senegal's probably got one of the strongest teams. You got what I'm trying to say to you? So, boy. And then you got Nigeria on this side as well. With Osimhen and them in there. But it's crazy. It's tight. But if you was to get to the final, let's just say Mbumo and Ahmad get to the final, 18th of January is the latest game that they'll get to. And then after 18th of January, the only game we've got after that is Arsenal on the 25th. Let me just show you. So they'll miss the City game on the 17th, and they'll be back for the Arsenal game on the 25th. That's what will happen. So hopefully no one gets no injuries. Hopefully, obviously, they make it as far as they can go, but I don't think it's some tough games, bro, where you just can't see what's going to happen. It's crazy. Are we even signing anyone this window? Emirates comments are crazy. He's going to say that, though, innit? He's going to say that. This is what they do, innit? They always say what they say. They're going to say, oh, we don't, I love my squad. I'm happy. And then they just go and sign someone. You know what I'm saying? He said he's happy with Onana, and we sold him like 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy with Onana. He's cool. After the Grimsby game, he's happy with him. And then look at what happened. What's Amrin on with no January transfer statement? I'm tired of Ineos Glazer, man. Left cheek, right here. It's crazy. I would like to see Sekou Kone on Sunday. Well, to United stand saying that they sold him. United stand saying that Sekou Kone is gone. Crazy. Smash the likes and subscribe if you haven't already. Man United, big up yourself, man. Appreciate you, man. Fully. 100 million. Brighton's high on something. I don't think he's 100 million anymore. If Real Madrid desperately want him, we won't get him. Yeah, myth. But don't think Real Madrid are that desperate. Yeah, it's true. Nah, they are, man. They are. They are in for him because Real Madrid, Mateo Moretto said it. And Mateo Moretto works with Fabrizio. Everything that he says is more or less from Fabrizio. So I think that is true. And he's a big player. So it is where it is, man. Let's get this from the 20th. True, I'm only keeping Fernandes, not letting anyone. Yeah, bro. People say Fernandes needs to go and that. When we play without him, you don't see how we play. No one ain't creating nothing, bro. I don't know who man thinks what man's going to go out there and get. This guy's been a creative machine for years. I rate him. I know in this system, he's a bit defensively, he's not the best. But if we change the system and we play a 4, what we're playing now, and you just have him to be the 10, you don't need to defend Bruno. Just be the 10, create the chances. Wings and the striker. You lot will see the best of him, bro. Simple as that. So 100%. And if we just get rid of all of our leaders, because we've had already the report about Casemiro. Let me find it for you. Look, Casemiro and Maguire are likely to leave at the end of the season. I know you lot have seen that, right? That came out yesterday. They haven't been offered nothing. They're in January now. January, you can talk to any club you want. If your contract is running out in June, when it gets to January, 6 months, you've all played FIFA. You can do a pre-contract agreement with any club. So Maguire and Casemiro can leave, can sign a new contract with any club they want right now. Saudi, Italian clubs, whatever. So we got Maguire leaving, who was the ex-captain. We've got Casemiro leaving, who is the leader and the captain now. Who would you say is leadership? Who's won something? Casemiro's won 5 Champions Leagues. So you get rid of Bruno, who is the captain. You got all these kids. You go and get Belieber and more kids. Bro, you get to stages where you go to Leeds away and places and you bottle it because there's no one that's got the mentality. No one that's won it. You can look at Man City. De Bruyne and them, and they've won it and they've transitioned. They've got the little kids to come through while they're there. Why they're not just getting rid of Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Gundogan, all of them in one season? They're letting it happen slowly. Let's get players in slowly. Semenyo come in, Rodri's still here, Bernardo's still here. They'll get another few young players. Anderson, 21. And then Rodri will leave. He's 34 now. It's transition. He's got the winning mentality now. Do you know what I mean? So that's the situation. That's why I would say let's not get rid of Bruno because of this situation. So yeah. So let me show you the rest of the news just before I call it quick. What's that? That's just come out. Bye, man. So look, this is Sekou Kone. So there's nothing about him being gone. This is from Sam C. Let's just go straight to the thing. This is what he says about Sekou Kone. Sekou Kone is attracting concrete January interest from Switzerland and Belgium. Luzon, the Swiss super side, are interested in the youngster, but it's not done. So that's it. And obviously, Luzon is Sir Jim's club. This is like a Strasbourg-Chelsea thing. Sir Jim's got Luzon and he's got Nice. So it's basically just send him on to Luzon, let him bulk up a bit, play with some grown men. Because remember, Kone's only been playing with under 21s or under 18s. So we got to send them to loan to play with grown men to actually understand how it is to play. But you don't want to bring them in the Prem straight away and be getting muscled down and we're losing games. This is like the big league. You send him in them leagues. If it goes wrong, no problem. If he doesn't handle it, no issue. We understand he can't handle the big leagues. That's the situation. So it's nothing about it's fully done or anything like that. It's just saying that, yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen with him. So there's a lot of people that are in for him. Boom. So yeah, man, we'll see what happens with that. Amrin talking about the young boys on the pitch, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's more or less all, man. That's more or less all the news, the Man United news, man. We're going to see what's going to happen. Like I said, Chris Wheeler came out and said Galatasaray are going to step it up on the 30th. And then today we've got Galatasaray are in talks to sign him. So it could be true, it might not, but at least we had it from someone certified, say that they're going to step up the interest. So we'll see what will happen, my peoples, man. Smash the likes, man, on the way in. If you haven't already, subscribe if you're new. We're here every single day, man. Love my peoples. Everyone have a great day. And watch out for my 10-minute video that's going to come out at 9 to 10 o'clock with all the Man United news. Love my
Got some more celebs, pull up local. You know we up next, pull up mobos. They gon' be there on repeat, they like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. Photo now, photo now, photo now. But for now, I'm local. For now, preserve the beat, I'm more loud. I said I'm more loud, I'm more loud.